Hello everybody, welcome back to another session of the Hopry. My name is Starr, and today we are going to be looking at a Saison from a brewery out of Massachusetts, Cambridge, Massachusetts to be exact, called Pretty Things. And it's actually called Pretty Things Beer and Ale Project. Now, as you can tell, I opened this beer just before starting the camera, and it's a live one. So in the style of Belgian beers, you know, these are bottle conditioned, which just means they're re-fermenting it in the bottle. So anyway, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and, I guess, change it up a little bit and go ahead and get some of this in the glass, just to hopefully kind of keep this from spilling all over my coffee table here. So again, this is called their Jack d'Or. It is a farmhouse ale, or you could also call it a Saison. It clocks in right at, I think, about 7.5%. And this was brewed, this is batch 10, and you'll notice when you buy their bottles, they have these really nice labels that go over their caps. And this one is labeled November 2009, batch 10, so it's going on a year old, which, you know, Saisons can last sometimes up to, you know, 2-3 years before, you know, they kind of start to, you know, lose their flavor. In fact, a lot of Saisons, if they have, you know, things like Brettanomyces in there, those will tend to get a little bit funkier over time. Now, I don't believe there's any Brettanomyces in this beer. In doing a little bit of research on their website, I was not able to come up with anything. I know that they are using a very specific type of yeast to really give this a Saison character, which when we talk about Saisons, you know, we're always talking about, you know, like Barnyard Funk. There's usually a phenolic quality, banana bread, clove, that sort of thing. They also tend to be pretty dry. So I'm hoping that that's really what's going to be all encompassed in this beer. I can tell by looking at it that it's very traditional for a Saison. It's got this orangish yellow color, and it's pretty hazy. Now, you know, when you start seeing the head coming up out of the bottle like that, that's usually a good sign of, you know, the re-fermentation, like I said, in the bottle, the yeast that you see the sediment on the bottle. But that's usually starting to come up into the beer when that happens. And so that's the case here. It's slightly cloudy. Not super cloudy, but I mean, it's, you know, it's along the lines of a Hefeweizen or you know, some other Saisons. I have seen Saisons that were, you know, I guess more clear than this, but well, why don't we go ahead and smell it? And I'll point out as well, I don't know if you can see that on there, already starting to get some lacing. And when you start to get those, you know, those more Belgian, lighter yellow, golden color beers like Orval, things like that, you're generally going to get a lot of lacing just because the head on it is so loose. You know, they're not real tight-knit bubbles like you might get on a stout or something like that, even maybe a barley wine. So, well, let's go ahead and smell it. So it definitely has a phenolic quality, which, you know, you're looking for in a Saison. I get a little bit of like caramelized banana. There is a bit of spiciness, and I do want to point out, because the brewer makes it very clear, Dan Paquette that is, makes it very clear that there's no spice added to this. So the spice that I'm getting is really coming from that yeast that they use combined with the hops. And I know I read they use 4 different kinds of hops in here. I know they use Palisade hops at the end. But yeah, lots of spice, lots of grass, lots of banana. Yeah, so there's some nugget hops in there as well, which is going to give it, you know, kind of an herbal spiciness, which I think that's really a big part of what I'm smelling here in addition to that yeast. But, well, with that said, let's go ahead and see how it tastes and let you know what I think. So there's just an insane amount of lemon coming off this. In fact, you know, now that I say that, it looks like, you know, Jack on the bottle work here is a lemon, and he's actually got this really huge handlebar mustache, which I think is really cool. In fact, I'll put a link down in my review they have a cutout of this mustache that you can, cut out and put on your own face. And in fact, I was going to do that, but our stupid printer here is broke. But I just think that would be kind of funny to have done the review with that thing on. Just know that I wanted to. It's the thought that counts. So anyway, yeah, so back to the beer. Lots of lemon. It's very grassy, and that's coming from those hops. I do get that, that very Belgian yeast character out of there. This really reminds me of the Saison du Pont. And, even having said that, I know that the Saison du Pont is one of the beers that really kind of inspired this. So I would say that Dan did a really good job of kind of, capturing what that beer brings. This is a very, very enjoyable beer. In fact, I'm going to pour a little bit more here, and you can kind of see how quickly that head just pops right up to the top. So very, very, very nice looking beer. Very orange, very yellow, great amount of head. In Saisons, I would say this is probably up there in the top 5 I've had, just because I really like the drinkability on it. I like how dry it is. I like how crisp it is. It's just really refreshing, and that's what Saisons are supposed to be. They're supposed to be for those farmers, that spent all day working out in the fields, and they just want to come back and drink something that just quenches their thirst, but also gives them a lot of flavor. And this one definitely does that. Yeah, really good beer. And I just wanted to point out earlier, because I think I said 6.5 or 7.5. This one's actually 6.5%. It says it right here on the bottle. So just wanted to make sure I was clear on that. But as you can tell, it's a very new brewery. I think I've only seen about 6 or 7. I've got one of my biggest fans here flying around the room, driving me crazy. But yeah, I think about 6 or 7 of their beers you can actually get bottled. So. This is the only one that I've had. I had to basically do a trade for this one. I'd like to get some more though and really see what they've got going on out here. And but anyway, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you've had any beers from Pretty Things and what your favorite one is, and if you can get me some more. So, alright guys, well thanks a lot for coming back. My name is Mark Starr. Follow me on twitter.com/thehopry, and always go to my website. I know a lot of you guys follow me on YouTube, and hey, you know what? That's perfectly fine. I love sharing these experiences with you on YouTube, but if you come to my website, you get a lot more. I post music, I have a written review, I post links to this brewery, other beers that are similar. I just think you get a much better experience from coming to my website. Leave me a comment on there. Lots of people every day are jumping on board and leaving comments, and we're having good dialogue, so really, really appreciate that. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and stop for now, and we'll see you guys next time. Cheers.